Ooh, child, student loans. They coming. They coming after us. And I say us because I'm in that number too.
So I called the student loans people yesterday, and I was like, "Ma'am, because I put me on deferment right now. I don't want no forbearance, no, because forbearance, if you didn't know, your interest continues to grow even though it's paused. No deferment, thank you." And the lady said, "As of right now, your monthly payments are $1,554." I said, "Excuse me? No habla inglés. Huh?" So then I said, "This is a recorded line, right?" She said, "Yes, ma'am, it is." I said, "Give me a second." I said, "Anybody who's on the other end, listen to me. I don't have it." That is rent. $1,554. I said, "Damn, they greedy, huh? They couldn't just make that 54 cents? Like, dollars?" I said, "That is rent. I don't have it. I don't have it. I will not have it." The lady said, "Yeah, this takes a couple of weeks. We already seen your application. It'll be applied." Okay. Thank you. 36 months? Thank you. I'll apply again in 3 years. Thank you.
Hey y'all, another student loan update video. This one is going to be for those who are behind in default and they want to do something about it. I'm not going to read the whole article, just a section that talks about this one part and help you out. And trust me, you want to get this done because I'll share with you at the end why you want to get this handled as soon.
He sounded like the guy that I talked to today, but I did talk to a student loan. I was one of the people that was able to get through. I called at 8:14 this morning. My whole time was actually for 1 hour, and I spoke to somebody, and he was so helpful. I saw another video on here talking about, you got to hold for 3 hours, and they're going to tell you. No, it's not that long. If you call first thing in the morning, you will get somebody. Yeah, you're going to hear the no, 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 no. Da-da. You're going to hear that same song about 50 million times. Have patience, lay that phone down, put that phone on speaker, and hold until you can get somebody. Because they do have options. They do not have to take 15% of your check out for that garnishment. They have ways that you can work through it. You still have time. And he told me that the garnishments are not going to happen until the summertime. But you need to go ahead and start talking to people. I had to print out my 1040. If you file for taxes from last year, if you go to your tax preparer, they have it. Or if you go to TurboTax, there's a way you can download it because I did mine through TurboTax. It was 17 pages of your 1040. I had to print that shit out and I had to fax it over to a number that he gave me, or you can mail it. But I faxed it because it's easier, simple. I ain't got to worry about people telling me that they ain't never get my check. So there's ways to work around it. Don't let these people scare y'all into not doing what you need to do regarding your student loans. Yes, a lot of us didn't pay because we was partying and having a good time. And Joe Biden, helped some people out. I wasn't eligible because I didn't pay. I went through some stuff. Now I'm really serious about paying. But you all and we all need to get it together and do what we need to do because they're not going to just start snatching stuff out. They're going to start on May the 5th, but there are some options for you. You can control how much money they take out as long as they're showing something, but you have to send in some pieces of information to see if you're eligible for a certain program. So listen to your auntie. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Possible. So this article is from CNBC, and there's 5 points on here I'm just going to go over. It says if you're already in default, okay, one of the things you can do, some things you can do, enter a repayment agreement, which can be determined based on your specific financial situation according to the education department. Make the first payment within 65 days. These options, however, it says on here, this option keeps your loan in default. Second thing, it says rehabilitate your loan. Similarly, I can't talk. This is a payment plan negotiated between you and your loan servicer that requires you to make 9 on-time monthly payments to get your loans at default. But it says here that these payments can be as low as $5 a month. Number 3, consolidate your loans into a direct consolidation loan. This will pay off the defaulted loans, give you a new one. You must submit an application within 65 days to avoid offset. I'm not too familiar with this one, but I'm going to look for more on this. If I find a good place I can do it, I will definitely share it with the world. Another option, pay the debt in full. A lot of people love to do that, right? It says pay the debt in full, which will allow you to avoid offset and negative credit reporting. This is a good one. Make a valid objection. It says make a valid objection by arguing reasons such as you don't owe the debt, aren't behind on payments, or are totally and permanently disabled. You can do this by filling out the request for review form that should arrive with the notice of intent to offset. It goes on to say, after offset, the government may look to your regular income to remedy your default loans through wage garnishment. Only private lenders and credit card companies. The federal government does not have to take you to court. Wow, I didn't know that. And then again, this is the federal government. Does not have to take you to court to garnish your wages when you default on your loans. The education department must notify you at least 30 days prior that your wages are going to be garnished.
Right.
There's a limit. The loan servicer can only take up to 15% of your disposable pay, which is your income after mandatory deductions like taxes, but before voluntary deductions like your 401k, contributions, or health insurance premiums, and McClary says. So, some things you can do. There's more to this article. I'll put the link in the comments. You want to get on this now. And people got to understand, like, this is the federal government. They're going to do what they're going to do. I'm going to say this again. It does not matter who is in office.
Right.
Who it is.
Right.
It's the federal government. You sign that contract with the federal government, not who's the current president, because the federal government wants its money regardless of who is in office. This is where you're at, okay?
Right.
So look this article, start working on this, and one of the things, I'll end this video with this. If you are stressed out about this and freaking out, that is completely understandable. But one thing I do recommend is that you put yourself back on the driver's seat, take the control back, take your power back, okay? Start focusing on what it is you want ultimately, and start using this as a launching pad of, okay, I'm going to use this situation to better myself instead of freaking out about it and stressing out, because that will just make this worse. I see some other people, some dumbasses on social media be like, well, I'm just going to default my loans and not pay them back. By the way, fun fact, you cannot put your student loans into bankruptcy. I'm going to say it again. You cannot discharge student loans in bankruptcy. I tried it years ago when I was 27 years old. You cannot do it. So if you think, hey, I'm just going to default, not pay these suckers back and go into default, you can't do that. You can't discharge student loans, okay? So you're going to have to work out a way to pay him back.
Yeah, he right about that, because I tried it. they'll bankrupt everything but that. And you know how some bills, if they stay on your credit for like 7 years, I think that they still do that, and it falls off. Student loans, baby, ain't going nowhere. They're going to stay there forever and ever, amen, until you pay it off. They're not going nowhere unless you did the Biden thing. And I really do hope and pray that those who have gotten forgiven, who have gone through the forgiveness program that he had, because you were paying over all those years, that y'all don't run into the situation that we're in. Because I have a feeling that even though it's the federal government, their paperwork, they don't keep track of the paperwork that well.
Start, and again, I'll say it like this. Look at the situation you're in, determine what you want out of this, where you want to be a year from now, 2 years, whatever case may be, and use this to your advantage instead of freaking out. And one of the things, it's all about asking better questions. I won't go on this right now, but I'll do that on another video. Ask the question. Here's one you can ask. But when you ask this question, you have to be curious as to this. And this is where you're going to want to ask where you're calm and not as stressed out. Simple question. How is this for me? How is this for me? Or how might this be for me? How might this be for me? When you ask that question, you will look for different things. You look for different answers. It puts you back in the driver's seat. Trust me, because if you don't ask this question, you flip out like so many people are. You're not going to. It's because it'll just make things worse. So ask this. Hope this helps. Look at the article. If you want further help with student loans, especially fetching your credit, DM me. Hit me up. I'm here to help you guys out. Peace.
What's up, TikTok? So, y'all, let me be honest with y'all. Y'all know that the government released a statement talking about student loans. You need to get your student loans together, start paying them back. They're going to garnish wages and all that. All right, let me keep it a buck with you, okay? The government was never going to see their money, okay? Because at this point, y'all done made me accrue so much interest. I'll
That's
never
true.
pay the bitch back, okay? So trying to pay my loans off is not in my future, okay? The loans are going to be with me until the day the casket drops, okay? So trying to pay them off is not even a goal for me unless y'all get me to 10,000 followers. And then I could make some side income, okay? And then I could clear off the whole debt. But whatever, it is what it is. So I called Mohela, who gives a hell, okay? So I called them, and I'm like, look, okay, what I got to do? Because one thing I'm not going to let y'all do is take my money out my check.
Facts. That's
Okay?
why I call.
So, yeah, they wanted me to pay $850 a month. So yeah, it's past due because $850 a month ain't got it. If I had it, I wasn't giving it. Okay, cause I don't know where y'all got y'all calculations from to make y'all think I can afford another $850 after all the bills I pay. Okay, so anyway, called them. First of all, you could tell the man was in his crib. Fine, work from home. He's sneezing. He coughing all on the phone. Ain't saying excuse me. Doing all I said. But I said to myself, let me be nice to him. Because sometimes customer service reps, if you give them attitude, it's more trouble than it's worth. So I was
Right.
very kind. I wanted to say, homeboy, mute yourself. But I ain't go there. So anyway, make a long story short, all right, they got cleared off my past due, just put me in forbearance until July 27th when I start making regular payments. So when he told me how much, I said, sir, come on, be real. I'm not paying $850. So they got my payments down to a reasonable amount that's affordable in 2025 with the way the economy is set up.
Right.
Okay? I don't want to pay him in July, but I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do the right thing. So, yeah, so my payments, I had a administrative forbearance just to clear off the past due. So that's off of there. And then I got to start making monthly payments July 27th. Whatever. And trust me, I'm paying them before July 27th. But, excuse me, that's what he should have said on the phone. But I got to turn in my paperwork. So that's just giving me time to turn in my paperwork. Once my paperwork is turned in and they tell me I'm good to go, I'm going to start paying. I'm not waiting until July. But yeah. So, I mean, in 2025 at this point, we got to have 3 or 4 jobs. God is good, though, because there's some people who are getting eviction notices and getting lights cut off and getting phones cut off. So I just got to be grateful. All right. And stay focused on the positive. So if you got loans out there and you know what I'm saying, you trying to ignore it, acting like it's nothing they going to do, and then sometimes your employer charges you a fee because they don't like having to deal with the garnishing of wages, okay, which I will never let that be me. But I'm just telling y'all, don't ignore the shit. Handle your business. Call them people, okay? Because for real, everybody just as confused as we are. They don't know what's going on. Every day is something new. But they trying to work with y'all. So give them something to work with. So that's my spiel. But like I said, somebody in my comments said they're going to have to start selling some undergarments. I'm going to have to do some feet videos, undergarments, something. Okay?
That's what I told y'all. Y'all better go ahead and do that. Do something on the sides. Feet videos, hand videos, something. So that y'all can start selling your shoes. Like if you exercise, because a lot of people been trying to do a lot of fitness. If you sweat in your shoes, you can sell those. You can. You just have to find the right website. People will pay you for that. You gotta use pants and clothes, and again, you can always make the money to replenish what you're losing or paying. But you can't make it on one income no more. I'm sorry. You gotta do something on the side to help you. And call them people, like she said. Call them.
It's getting real out here. Y'all have a blessed day.
And the bottom of my casket will have a file cabinet for all these student loans to rest in heavenly peace. That's how much I owe in student loans. How much money I owe in student loans. Now, let me provide you with some additional information, since I know that this video is going to go viral because people are cruel and a lot of people are going to be ready to attack me in the comments and judge me and do whatever they got to do to feel good about themselves. I am a proud 25-year-old with over $100,000 in student loan debt. I went to school. I got a free associate degree through the early college program. I then furthered my education and got 2 additional degrees. I have a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship with a minor in management, and I have a master's degree in organizational leadership. But one thing America doesn't know about me is that I have 1 additional degree that's not on file and it's not in the records anywhere, and that's a law degree. At any given point, I'm prepared to take the stand and explain why I cannot afford to pay a dime on them student loans. Baby, you ain't never seen a sharp, undegreed attorney like me ever in your life. It's my time to shine.
I'm going to keep posting about this all day because this is bullshit. I went and logged into my federal loan account, and this is what I found. I graduated in 2011 with $46,000 in student loan debt. My loan debt is now almost $90,000 fucking dollars. In that time, I've been a social worker that has made income-based repayments on my loan for years, and that shit has almost doubled. You want to know why people are pissed off about their student loans? It's not because we can't get anyone else to pay them for us. It is because you have set it up where we can never pay them off ourselves. And then you sit here and tell us into our faces that we are lazy, this is somehow our fault, while cheering on banks and auto industries and Elon fucking Musk getting subsidies of millions of dollars a day.
Chill. Calm down, boo. Breathe. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Let's do it. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, girl. You're speaking truth now, but girl, it's still there. The $96,000. Mine is not that high. I think mine's like 55, 56, something like that. It's not that high. Well, you must have been paying the minimum. Woo.
Anyone who still doesn't see that this is rigged against us can get fucked.
Okay, so been away for a while, you guys, and I may still be away for a while. There's a lot going on in my life right now. But let's talk about student loans for a second. I would just encourage you guys to contact your loan servicer. I contacted mine. My loan servicer is Advantage, yes. I contacted them, and it was a pretty painless situation. If you are behind, if you have any payments past due, as full disclosure, I had some payments past due. They will give you a forbearance to clear up that past due amount. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do when this mess goes into effect on May the 5th is just make sure that your loans are not past due, and do whatever you need to do to work this out. I saw some people reporting that the income-driven repayment program, they had taken that down off the website. Y'all, some of these people don't even have student loans, and they're not doing this research. Go into your account. You can still do income-driven repayment right now. I just got off the phone with my folks, and all I did was I got my loans or my payment out of past due status. I will start making regular payments on next month, unfortunately, but you don't want them garnishing your wages. Mm-mm. I also asked them, what's the deal with the garnishment of wages? Mm-hmm. I am concerned because I have children too. They have student loans, but I also did Parent Plus loans to help them out along the way. So I'm paying for that and for mine, and then they're paying for the loans that they received also.
Well, I need to check into that because my son, I didn't do a loan. I just signed on as, because I carry him on my taxes, and I did have to sign though. I need to check on that. But he's still in school, so I don't think I have to deal with it. His is not past due because he's still currently in school. Now my daughter is another situation because she's still in school, but she's in grad school. I don't know. I'll talk with her about that because she's going through some stuff. But thank you, sis. I needed to hear that.
You don't want your paychecks garnished.
Hell
Just
no.
call them, talk to them. They were very understanding, and the
Yeah.
impression that I got was they don't know what's going on either. We were getting all this messages and stuff coming down from different places, and they said until we reach out to you, don't worry about anything.
That's what they
You
said.
know, you're in good standing with us right now, so just do what you can, stay in contact with us, and we'll keep you posted. But they said, you know, these headlines, they haven't received any information yet. That's the impression that I got. He did not say that. All he told me was, listen, until we reach out to you, until we contact you, just hold tight. So
Yeah, mine's told me the same thing. He was like, just keep an eye out on things, so there might be some more changes that are going to be coming down the line. But don't let what you've been hearing scare you. It's good that you called in to speak with us, and we can give you all the options that you need in order for you to start the payment back or do whatever you need to do. But yeah, don't let these crazy ass videos and headlines put you on Fear Factor, honey, and got you up here doing some stuff that you're like, or just ignoring it. Because if you do ignore it, they will garnish your check. Again, don't nobody need that. If they take it up to 15%, that could be life-changing money for some people, and you can't afford that. You just don't want to deal with that. So call them, people. Call them first thing in the morning. They open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to communicate with them. Have your pen and paper out, or your laptop, and type where they need to, send, and all this other stuff. And most of them work from home. They're people just like me and you. Don't call up there being mean to them people. Please don't, because you won't get what you need. Don't call up there panicking. Breathe, inhale, exhale, and make sure that you go and talk to those people as professional human beings.
Definitely don't lose any sleep over it tonight, but go ahead and reach out to them. Do what you can. That's probably all they want you to do anyway, y'all. Donald Trump has a reason for doing everything. All these people got a reason for doing everything that they do. They probably just want to get you in there, talk to you, get your information and all that kind of stuff. But always handle them with a long handle spoon, or handle them like keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. They're definitely our enemy. So just do everything that you can do, what you need to do, and go to sleep. All right? I'm praying for everybody in my little hiatus. But I'll be back at some point. You guys take it easy. Keep your mental health in check.
Yes, girl.
Stay right.
You too.
Stay positive. Find something that's going to keep you going during this time. Talk to God. Pray. And find out what your next move is, because he does have moves for us. We just got to be listening. We got to sit still and still our minds long enough to see what the strategy is.
Facts.
He's giving me one. He's downloading it, and I'm receiving it. So that's it. I love y'all. Don't worry.
Do not worry. Do not worry. She's absolutely right. Pray, seek God, or whatever your higher power is, and make sure that you calm every cell in your body down. Sleep. Rest, chill, and as you sit still, God will definitely download some things for you, or you'll start seeing opportunities come your way that you never thought would come your way before. But it's serious now. I'm not going to say it's not that serious. It is damn serious now. Don't get it twisted. It's serious. But it's not that serious to the point where you can call these people up and be disrespectful and not look at them as being as a way to help. Make sure that this whole process is easy for you. And they cannot do it. They will warn you first before they start garnishing, so that you can have some type of way of calling them in and working out some type of plan. That's what they're doing. So I had to do this video because, again, I'm one of those people. And listening to what was already expressed out there and shared out there, it does make you nervous and make you a little, tense. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to yourself. You want to be able to do and live and be free and, have a good time with your money. You don't want it to be garnished. You really don't. So that was all. I just had to do my reactions to the information that was out there, and also add my 2, 10, 20, 50 cents to what's going on in the news. So, bye, y'all.